All right. Well, let's move on to our next topic very quickly. Now, the long wait for normalcy in Rivers State may soon be over. Suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara has broken his silence on efforts to pursue peace in his ongoing reconciliation efforts with former Governor Wike. Now, speaking at an engagement, Fubara stated that he has chosen the path of peace, not out of weakness, but in the overriding interest of the state and its people. Now, the governor emphasized that political disagreements should not be allowed to derail governance or disrupt development efforts. Now, Dr. Ojo, I know that you've been following. I've been following some of your online, critics with what's happening in Rivers State. Now, while we can't sit here to question how, all this came about. Now, in the famous words of Ronald Reagan, he says, peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. Now, Rivers State is back. Long overdue, I guess.
Okay, so I'm going to trace this a bit from many angles as a person who have actually managed a political party, have been in and out of government and all of that. And one of the things that people must understand is that the concept of godfatherism did not start from politics. The concept of godfatherism is the concept of mentorship. In fact, in Catholicism, when you want to go through the aisle and get married, the concept of godfatherism becomes very prominent because they want you to pattern your marriage with some figure, yes, that has been successful in that area. Right. That's just the concept. But in Nigeria, because we have seen it that, once somebody is called a godfather, it's just about packing the resources of the state and all of that. So everybody frowns at the concept of godfatherism. Yeah. But that is the real concept of godfatherism. And usually, I was talking to a few friends of mine off camera, and I was telling them that Nigeria politics is a bit very complex. You cannot come from nowhere. I have run for election. And I understand how complex it can be because of many interests. You have the ethnic interests, you have the disinterest and communal interests and all of this. In fact, within a state, people now begin to pay attention to senatorial district. This senatorial district has governed for this long, it must be the turn of this senatorial district. So usually, you need a figure that you actually look up to, and the figure can actually help you clear the road. And that's exactly what happened in the case of River. But again, Nigerians become a bit emotional when you mention fund. If somebody mentions that, this person is doing this because of fund, then everybody becomes edgy. So at this point in time, I'm extremely grateful. Right. I did not like the idea of the state of emergency. And I spoke against it, I criticized it. But I'm extremely happy that we've got to a point now where all of them are coming together. But you didn't like the idea, but it was a way of actually restoring peace for this to happen. Okay, so there's a fear when President Tinubu is the first proper politician to be a Nigerian president. And once a politician sits on the table, no matter what the decision he makes, you're beginning to suspect the decision. And that's exactly what happened to me. I looked at it from the political angle and I was suspecting, is there a way to take River? Is there a way to do this? I was edgy too. That's exactly what happened. But again, we have gone past that now. Like we've given the political prophecy that there will be a time that everybody will have to come together. And coming together is not for the sake of the political players. It's for the people of Rivers. People of Rivers. Now, just refer me quickly, supporters are divided on this new development. Now, while some have welcomed the development, now others have described the truce as fragile and a surrender by the governor. How do you react to this particular criticism?
I would applaud the governor. I think that you should have done this earlier. You shouldn't have allowed all this to play out, all this to happen in the first place. Minister Wike was the one that brought you to power. I mean, you should have come to the round table and find a way to manage both people ahead of you and people under you, which what a leader do. For the people of Rivers State, I think peace has come. I think they should embrace the new development. There should be, definitely there will be oppositions, opposition party that will want to pull one strings or the other. I would advise the governor not to listen to the opposition like he did earlier. And follow suit to make sure that he can govern the state successfully and be in tune with the federal government.
Okay.
Because federal government has a huge stake in that state.
Okay.
And that is one of the reasons why the state of emergency was put in place in the first place.
Okay.
Now that the federal government has seen that both the godfather, in quotes, and the governor are now in sync and they report themselves, I think it's high time the state is restored back. But for the people of the state, they should embrace peace, support the governor, and allow peace to reign.
All right. We'll go on a quick break right now, and of course, Newsweek continues in a moment. Stay with us.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
Before we go to our next topic quickly, now there are reports that he might not recontest according to one of the terms of agreement, but in a case where he performs beyond expectations and the people clamor for his return, what happens then? We don't have much time. Let's just...
Democracy is about the people.
Right.
And I do not want us to create an avenue or a situation where the people becomes, or where the people see themselves as completely powerless.
Okay.
In fact, it's going to get to a point, if his performance, you know, the concept of performance in government cannot be wished away. It's more of perception than the realism of performance. So if he performs, his performance will be hinged on many factors. Apart from the fact that he has built road and all of that, it will now also be his ability to be able to unite all the warring factions within the state. I think that's going to be his major KPI now. So if he gets to that point, then recontesting will not be an issue. If the person who supported you for the first tenure can now trust you or retrust, if there's any language like that.
Reestablish the trust.
So I think he will come back.
Let's move on to our final story for the evening. Now, Nigeria's security challenges continue to draw urgent national attention. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has announced the arrest of 53 suspects linked to recent mass